I woke up very, very present to the beauty of this day and eager to get together, looking forward to sharing. I have a beautiful piece of music and a loving intention in my heart to share with all of you today. It's going to be great. We're going to give people a couple minutes to arrive. So if you want to share anything in the chat, this is a good time. If you have comments, questions, or simply just being together. Hi, Lily, Ivan. Oh, thank you, guys. Thank you for saying hi in the chat. So, what can I share? A friend of mine, a couple, maybe like a week ago, I forget now, time is moving differently. Recommended actually she didn't recommend, she said, I'm listening to this podcast and I can't help to think of you. So I went and looked at it. I never heard anything about it before. It's called the Telepathy Tapes, and I've been captivated by the whole story and feeling very tuned in, very connected to what they're talking about, and especially this point that we are all interconnected and that we could shall we get clear enough to tap into consciousness, we could communicate consciously, intentionally. And it's fascinating because I feel that we do some of that here. We don't have to call it anything. Could be telepathy, could be something else, but definitely there's a connection that happens with the field and with each other through the field that it's related to intention. So how can we make it easier to understand? Imagine that you had a phone that you want to connect to whatever is dead, not charged or not on the internet, and you don't know that you need to connect it. So you'll be looking at it, it's dead, nothing's broadcasting out of it, nothing's coming out, but you don't know that you need to do anything about it. So you cannot have the intent to find the cord, find the right cord, plug it in, right? You don't know. You're just looking at it. It's something dead, it's something empty, but actually has all the potential. Shall you know that you need to plug it, to charge it, or connect it to a source, right? And that's just the battery alone. Forget about all the applications. So once you realize, oh, I have a piece of technology, which is in this case our hearts, our minds, that which connects us to source, consciousness itself. The very old question, is consciousness in the mind or is consciousness out there? Everywhere, everything is conscious, and we get to tap into it, we get to connect to it, which is my favorite belief of between those two, because I think only human brains have consciousness. I have experienced otherwise. So I tend to believe most of it, if not all of it, is conscious. And the moment we get to connect to it, then we realize, oh, I can communicate to with other beings, not just myself, not just humans. So interestingly enough, that takes that moment of awareness. Without it, it's almost like you're left out of the potential. So if it ever happened to you that you communicated with something other than yourself, maybe a tree, maybe a pet, maybe a friend across the world, where you get this ping, you get this intuitive insight, you go, oh, well, something is trying to communicate with me here. Then that's what we're talking about. And it takes that moment of awareness, so you know you can do it, you know that it's possible. And then you refine the tool. You refine in the analogy of the phone, you find the right charger, because remember, phones used to have different chargers. Remember, they were wider, they were different. And I'm only talking Apple phone because that's what I have. But imagine there's all this variety of chargers or connectors to that source. So none of them is worse than the other or better than the other. We are looking for the adequate one, for yours, for the one that you need to find that full sense of expansion and connection. And I hear from you guys. Yeah, Suma, exactly. I hear from you guys that sometimes you have an experience on these meditations that is, I want to call it better than others. Is that true? That you find that boom, this really did it. So I want you to be thinking about that, especially if you come back to the sessions and you've been doing it with me for like, this is our 4th week now, or 5th, maybe. And I have the replays on my site, and I have been putting some on YouTube, so you can go back and do them again and find them reliably good at creating the same expansion over and over again. So what does that give you? That gives you a way in. It's like, oh, I found my charger. I know that I'm going to plug in, and every time I'm going to get the same result. And why do we want that? We want that because eventually you realize you don't need anything other than your intention to tap into that right source for you, that key in that lock. I talk about this often, so forgive me if I repeat myself, but some people are new and they need to hear this, that it's not about seeking. It's about grabbing something that works, where you feel something, and doing it again and again and again, because we're creating neural pathways. We are training our brain to recognize, this is how I connect to, in this case, consciousness. This is how I feel expanded to a point where I dissolve and I become one with everything, and it feels incredible. Okay, well, train your brain to do that again and again. Go back to that source, and eventually it becomes a way of being. So today we're going to explore some of that. We're going to look into yet another way to find connection to source. In this case, I will call source God for today's purposes, partly inspired by that podcast and that in a book that I got after listening to the podcast. And it's really moved a piece within me that had a lot of resistance, brought up in a Catholic environment that wasn't really supportive. But I love the concept of God loving us and the love of God being everywhere. So the resistance to the word, if it comes up for you, replace it with something else. Replace it with whatever is your notion of that universal source of support that makes life grow and wants your ultimate healing and health and support. So you can call that universe, source, field, name it a different name. It's okay. But we're going to go there. We're going to find that heart, the heart of God, the heart of source. And we're going to see where that takes us. And the beauty of these sessions is that I never know how they're going to turn out. I never know where we're going to get. And I never know how it's going to feel because I've never done them before. It's not a script. So I invite you to get comfortable. Place in the chat if you have any questions or comments before we start, perhaps an intention. We were working with New Year's intentions last session. So if you want to work with that, look for that on YouTube. You can Google my name on YouTube, all caps, Diana, or you can go to the link on the About section on this website on my teacher's page and find the YouTube channel. And otherwise, if you're ready for the full ride of all the meditations we've done up to date, they are free. They're in a platform called Kajabi, and the link is also on my page. And for those of you watching this on YouTube later, the link will be in the description below. So what else do I have to share? Open-minded, open heart is what is required today. And then noticing what states do you arrive at. Since it's Saturday, we have a little more time today. It might be a little longer of meditation, maybe 20 minutes, 25 minutes. And noticing that once you arrive at that state, which we may call interconnectedness or oneness or even spiritual expansion, consciousness, the all that is, that state has many names. The invitation that I want to offer you is that you can do that with your eyes open. And this is important too. So if you heard me say this before, I'll make it as short as I can for the repeat, but it's important if you're here for the first time to hear that you can maintain that state with your eyes open. And it's vital that we learn how to do that. so that not only with our eyes closed in the retreat of our meditation space, we can access that state of the all that is. And so we learn how to open our eyes and walk around. And if you can, if you have words, come back to the computer, the tablet, or the phone where you're listening to this and type a few words, even thank you. Is a good practice, because that tells you and me that we can do this with eyes open. We can function, quote unquote, right, in the world from that state of being. And that is my ultimate goal here. If I have an intention, I completely surrender the outcome. I don't know what's going to happen through this work and where is it leading us. But if you have an intention of making this a practice, right, that aligns with my intention that we make this a practice with eyes open, and we can do it all the time. So that takes the rehearsing, right? That takes you peeking out with one eye, see that the state doesn't go away, it's not a spell, you don't break it, and then peeking out the other eye, and then maybe looking around and really like walking from place to place in your house and noticing, oh wow, I can be aware of me, connected, God, heart, all of it, the infinite universal support we access during these meditations, and move about. And that's really cool. Oh, Abira, sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that. Change is on your way, huh? I send you lots of support, and whatever is the highest good for all will happen. And know that you're in the right place if you need support, because here we have so much group energy and one love community here. Yes, that's amazing, Suma. Yeah, it's a fascinating source. Yeah. And a lot of education, a lot of knowledge I'm receiving from that site. Avira, to your question, I don't pretend to have all the answers at all. I see from my experience, the love that I talk about is the kindness and the warmth and the support of life itself. That's the kind of love that I experience. It would be as if you could get into the ground and feel the force that makes plants grow, if that makes sense to you. Or if you could go out into the stars. I know this sounds very metaphysical and intangible, but that's what it feels like, is accessing that sustaining force of the universe. That's the kind of love that I'm talking about. And that doesn't depend on anybody or anything. That exists, that's what I call it. The all that is there. It's everywhere, and we're either tapping into it or not. We're either recognizing it or not. Just like oxygen, oxygen is here. Without oxygen we wouldn't breathe, but I can connect to my breath and fill myself with more oxygen and let it run through my whole cellular body and get the expansion and the dopamine hit of taking nice deep breaths, or not, and take shallow breaths that are barely surviving me, right? Or I can use the breath to thrive. So it's kind of the same. It's an energy that sustains life, in my experience, love. So it's not romantic love I'm talking about. And it could be nice to tap into that as a source. Imagine you go to the well, you get your water, and you get to fill yourself over and over again with pure, pristine water. And then if one day you have to buy a plastic water and you don't know what's in it, that's okay. Not that it's a different or worse kind of love, but sometimes you receive conditional love or you give conditional love, and that's okay. But you know where the source is, and you know how to access it, and you don't ever need anything or anyone to give it to you, because you can. It's in you. Does that make sense? Yes, let's send Avira a lot of healing. And if you want to, as we do the meditation, you can imagine yourself. We sometimes create this circle between all of us, and you can place yourself in it and receive the beaming from our hearts. If you do wish to do that, I leave it up to you. If you feel very sad and you need the support, and that would be called coherence healing. We achieve a state of coherence, and then we can heal with it. Any more questions, guys, in the chat before we start? This thing turned off again. Sorry for the loud noise.
Battery 100%. Connected to iPhone 109.
I'm getting my music ready. So this is who I play when we...
Connected to Jaden is MacBook Air.
Okay, lady. So here I'm going to play today Unconditional Love. This is from Mandaro in the chat. His album Universal Healing Love. And I find this music extremely powerful, 432 hertz. And if you have a chance to support him and to listen to more of his music, it will help you access the state as well that we're working with. So sometimes I play it in the car or play it in the background at home. Okay, loves. So if there's nothing else in the chat, I would like for all of you, and especially those that just came in, to welcome you. I'm Diana. Welcome to this powerful practice of living in love, of opening our heart, meditating on love, and accessing expanded states of consciousness where we can connect to all that is and to each other in that beautiful space. So I invite you to get comfortable. You can sit or lie down. If you sit, uncross your legs and get yourself in a position where your spine can be upright. That is important. And as we begin, allow any thought in your mind or worry or anything you're concerned with in the mental space to go and travel into this imaginary box. We're going to place it all in an energy conversion box where you can place all the thoughts, all the worries, people, things. You can imagine them one by one getting into this box. It's a safety box. So everything will stay there. And when you need to go get them again at the end, if you want to, you can. But in the meantime, they're gone. They're gone out of your space. You're super empty, if you will. Empty of all that. You can place all of the things. If you're worried about money, place a symbol for money in the box. If you're worried about certain people, place a symbol for those people in the box. If you're worried about the world by any chance, place a symbol of the world in the box and see how they begin to leave your mental space. One by one, if something comes up in the middle of the meditation, a thought intruding in your peace, you can say, go to the box. I'll get to you later, and it works. So try that. So now that you have a little more space, allow yourself to feel your body. Mental space creates more awareness of the physical body. So you begin to connect to it and see, how are you today? What is it like to be in your body today? Is there any area where there's resistance, contraction, tension? Can you move it, support it somehow, shake it off, release it? Or at the very least, put your hand there, let's say it's your shoulder, and tell your body, I'm here for you. It's okay. I got you. And then let your attention move to the soles of your feet and the pelvic area on the chair. And visualize a cord or roots coming out of each foot and the pubic area down to the earth. You use your imagination for this. It can be golden, red, down, 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 seeking the core like an anchor would drop to the bottom of the sea until it finds the floor, the ocean floor. So we're looking for the core of the earth with our imagination and letting ourselves be grounded. Think that the more you can feel grounded, the higher you can expand. So we want our base to be wide, our ground to be strong and supportive. And we want to relax into that support. So we're not pulling up in tension. We are relaxing and sitting down, sinking almost down with a long spine. So your spine is floating, your legs are sinking down. It's this pull and push, right? You're going down to extend up. Just feel it in your body, this dance of opposites. And take a nice deep breath now towards these roots, sending every intentional breath. Imagine your legs lighten up, releasing any tension of your toes, ankles, legs, knees, hips. See if you can imagine them vibrating or widening, expanding with your breath. You may feel something or not, but you are directing your attention, sending more oxygen to all the little veins, blood veins in your legs that work so hard to keep you upright, and telling them to relax in this moment. And now sense the whole upper body from the pelvis up, the pillar of light in your spine, from the base to the crown. And if it helps you to center your attention, guide your breath through every chakra, beginning with the lower one at the base, the red one. Inhale and expand the base chakra, red, pulsating, expanding, radiating, like a glowing red sphere. Couple breaths, imagine it glowing, radiating, expanding, spinning, front, back, sides, up and down. And above that one, a orange energy center in the sacral area, your reproductive organs, your lower belly. Inhale and expand it. Allow it to glow, radiate, emanate, spin. Feel its expansion, front, back, sides, up and down. And now the third one, yellow, bright yellow, your inner sun in the solar plexus. Breathing in, expand it, spin it, allow it to radiate, emanate, expand, front, back, sides, up and down. Begin to notice a sense of peace or calm possible, easier to access as you feel now into your heart center. And you can picture it as a green, pink sphere spinning, radiating. As you inhale, it fills more and more of your chest, front, back, sides, up and down, radiating, emanating. And in the breath out, see if you can picture all of them glowing. The red one, the orange one, the yellow one, the green one. Your centers are lining up. And now a blue center in your throat. Spinning, radiating, emanating. Front, back, sides, up and down. Breathing in, feeling the connection through the spine all the way down to the earth, all the way down your feet. Relax into this alignment as you feel now into your third eye and your forehead. Picture indigo blue, spinning, radiating, emanating in all directions, front, back, up and down, sides. And as we connect now to the crown above our head at the top, picture now this golden white, crystalline, almost star-like energy. You can picture the space all around you bathed by this light, by this vibrant color that is now pouring through the crown. And as it comes down, lights up all the other centers that sprinkle and radiate and connect one at a time. Breathe and send your awareness down from your crown, through your third eye, your throat, your heart, your solar plexus, your sacral, your root, all the way down. Imagine now that this pouring down is more like a waterfall. It continues to run down and down directly from the space above you, which we could call universal love or God, source itself. So we open this line of communication and we let it pour through us. We let it bathe us from the inside out. Over and over again. Your breath directs it, if you want to, into more and more expansion as you take deeper and deeper breaths. More and more release as you exhale with attention. And see if you can allow this light, it's almost like a golden platinum light, to move through your body and find any place in your body that needs your love, that needs your attention. Maybe a place that needs healing or support. Allow it to find its way there and stay there for a moment. Take care of you. And become aware that you are receiving this supportive life force. You are allowing it. You are moving it through you. And you are intentionally using it to heal yourself, to take care of yourself, to bring more and more love to yourself. So let it gather wherever it needs to be for a moment as you acknowledge your capacity, your ability. Perhaps you want to fill your whole body with it. Your shoulders, your arms, your legs, your whole brain and head and neck. Notice that you can move it. You can guide it with your attention, with your intention. It goes where you tell it to go, if you allow it. So play with me for a moment and send it all the way down your toes. Receive this love from the top of your head. Let it run through your crown, your head, your neck. Send it down your shoulders and your chest, all the way down your legs. Find your toes. Move your toes a little bit. See if they respond, if they feel more connected to you now. And now the next time you play with this, send it all the way down your hands and your fingers, the palms of your hands, and let them get warm and radiant. Imagine them receiving this love, life-sustaining energy from all around us, coming in through you, intentionally moving down towards your hands. Perhaps you notice a little sensation there, maybe not. And one more time, send it now to an area that only you know about, something that only you need, that you know, that you want. Maybe playfully experiment. Maybe it's an organ. Something inside your body that you can track with your attention. Maybe it's an old injury, emotional or physical. Let it find its way there, find its way there, find its way there, like a horse to the water. Lead it there. Allow it. Guide it. You don't need to feel anything, only sense this intentionally and breathe it in, breathe it out. And now, the next time you take a nice breath, send this love through the crown. We're receiving it through the top of our head today, all the way down, and find the place in your heart, your physical heart, emotional heart, spiritual heart, all the layers. Breathe it in to the heart. Pour it, wash it over, collect it. With each breath, it's getting bigger, larger, more and more radiant, warmer. So now your heart is the heart of Source. Your heart is the heart of God, the heart of the universe. Allow it, receive it, breathe into it. You can ask that it shows itself to you, that it gives you an image, a message, an insight. Breathing, allowing it in, surrendering to it. No need to control it, moving in any direction or resist it. Simply allow it through the top of your head and all the way down your heart. We are inviting ourselves to experience the heart of God, the heart of love, the heart of the universe, the heart of creation itself, and recognize that it's already in us, that we are it. No place to go, no thing to do, sensing and feeling it right here, right now. One more breath. And now, in this noticing of your heart connected to Source itself, we become aware that all of us present in this meditation are also connected among oneself, among each other. And so, as you witness your radiant heart and continue breathing in through your crown and sending more and more love to it, in other words, expanding the love in your heart, allow yourself to visualize or imagine everyone present here. Right now, live or later, listening to the recording, our energies are connected, are entangled. So begin to imagine each of us standing perhaps in a circle, where there's no need to touch, but we could feel each other's hearts, all of our intentions connected in unity. And imagine our breaths syncing up, so we're breathing in unison. The energy of the group expanding with our breath. So much so that if someone could see us from outer space, they would see a glowing circle lighting up with each breath. All of our hearts connected in one intention, to experience the collective heart of the universe, God itself, Source. So breathe now into that sense of peace and awareness that you are never alone. Relax into that support like you would float in the ocean. And if by chance today you feel a little down, go and place yourself in the center of this circle. Imagine yourself lying down to receive. And receive all the love, all the support, all the joy and intention of everyone present. And let it take care of you today. Breathing in and letting go. Receiving, allowing, connecting to even more and more group love, community love, collective love. And if you standing in this circle want to place somebody or something in the center so can also receive our love, our connectedness, go ahead and do that. This is a good time to share all this powerful awareness that we've created through the meditation. For all it takes is to receive, guide it, intend it. And notice this funny, interesting thing that no matter how much you give, you always receive more yourself. As you open your crown and receive from Source itself through your third eye and throat into your heart. And from your heart, send it to the center of the circle, whoever's there. It's an infinite loop. So if that doesn't put a smile on your face, I don't know what will. Feeling now into the abundance of this moment. Infinite supply. Breathing in and letting go. We now bow in gratitude to one another for our presence, to ourselves for showing up, to Source itself, God, love, for being, allowing us to remember our connection to it. And slowly begin to realize that the state that we are in is an extraordinary state and is also quite simple. And so begin to get curious to see if you could perhaps open your eyes and look around your space and eventually look at one another here in this virtual space and maintain that awareness. Keep it vibrating, keep it pulsing in your heart so it doesn't cut off because you are now participating in life with open eyes. Play with that idea. Begin to perhaps walk around or move about. And at any moment, you can get still again. If you need to close your eyes for a moment, do it. Receive from the crown, through your throat, into your heart. If you feel very lightheaded or something, send it down towards your feet. And play with this notion that we are love in action, so we are to act sometimes, to move from stillness to movement. And this is how we practice that. And how does it feel to know that we can move in life in this extraordinary state, becoming a literal light beam for the world as we walk around? Maintaining this awareness that we are the heart of God, the heart of Source, universal love, all the time. And so with that, I want to thank you so much for the practice today. I want to honor your presence and that you chose to spend time here. And would love to ask you if you have anything to share, please put it in the chat. How did you like it? Thank you so much, Roman, for your donation. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Everyone that could contribute. It helps me and my children a lot. So thank you for that. Ah, nice. Great. Thank you so much for your comments, guys. Yes, if you can share something. Remember at the beginning, I was asking you if you could even put thank you, like type something. Sometimes it's hard to do on the phone, but if you can. Yes, thank you, Jim. It's good practice. participate from that state. Thank you so much, Susie. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Kelly. I appreciate your support. Thank you. Thank you. Amazing. I'm in such a loving place myself right now. I don't have many more words, to be honest with you. I could just sit here and look at you silently and just stay here. No need to say much more. Thank you guys so much. Yes. I wonder, Abira, what was that? Abira, how are you feeling? You shared earlier that you were kind of down today. Were you able to receive from the group? Thank you, loves. And for those of you that are giving, that feel in a strong place today, how did that feel? Could you play somebody or Abira or whoever wanted to be there? And notice that this loop is infinite, however you want to picture it, coming through you and out and back to you and out. And it's like, oh, I have an infinite supply of love source love. Oh, yay, Karen. I love to hear that you were able to put someone you've been having a hard time with in the circle, and now you feel her with so much compassion. That is love in action, you see? That's the power of it. Imagine it's a frequency that once it arrives, anything other than has no chance to be there. So if there's anger, if there's resentment, if there's pain, if there's shame, anything, it vibrates lower than love, than the love we are accessing, which is this unconditional source love, God's love. So when you bring that into the room, into yourself and into space, everything lower frequency than that will dissipate because that high resonance took over. So it's such a beautiful practice, and it doesn't take many words, really. You don't have to say anything. You feel it, put the person there, work it through, let that fill the room now. Yes. Thank you for saying that. Sharing that means a lot to me, Karen. I love to know how this is really making an impact in your life. Oh, Kelly, great. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, and we can do that all the time, right? All the time. Sometimes I work with the circle image, sometimes I don't, but I internally am always picturing all of us. Actually, my visual for us is that we are a grid around the planet. So each of you, that's why I ask you where you are in the world. And each of you are lighting up a space in the planet in my mind. So the center is the center of the planet itself. And that's how I'm working with. So it's a big circle. It's not even in one place. It's because we are not in one place, right? We are in different parts of the world. Hi, loves. You know each other? Yay. Breeze, I think I remember you from last year. Oh, okay, guys. So a couple announcements. The next meditation will be next Saturday. I'm putting this on YouTube, on my channel. I'm putting them on a free platform so you can have access to all of them without ads. You get that on my link tree, on my teacher's page. You'll find the link tree or the description below in the YouTube. If you can make a donation now or later, I really appreciate it. Thank you. If you can bring a friend, share the love. Amazing. Follow, subscribe, all the things. Great. Help me grow and be more visible and put myself in front of more people. And lastly, I felt like sharing that if any of you is interested in this work and taking this work further, this year my intention is to reach as many people as I can with it. I still don't know how to do that. I know there's some powerful work here that wants to be shared with more people. So I will ask you kindly to reach out to me if you want to be part of that. I'll be putting together a small team to figure out first how to share this and what is the best way. And work together towards that, and we'll find a way together, and we'll figure out what is the best format for everyone, if it's paid work, if it's volunteer work, if it's exchange work, or whatever. So I'm gonna see if I can type here. I don't know if this is possible, but I'm gonna see if I can type my email there. Let's see, can you read that? Because sometimes Insight doesn't allow us to share links. If you can read that, that's my email. I put the at. The at is the at that goes inside the email. So reach out to me and send me an email and let me know that you're interested. No? Okay, so it's very simple. That's my name. And then is that, can you see it? It's an invitation to get closer together and work towards this common goal. So it's not that I'm selling you anything or nothing like that. I'm inviting you in to participate into a movement where we can create a little team for this work to be more available. That might mean putting more things out on social media or creating more awareness. I don't know yet, but I know that it's in group that I need more help because I've been doing it alone for so long. So if you resonate with the work, you can see it. Well, it's my name. You should be able to see it on my teacher's page, dear. It's my name.io. So it's my name.io. You know how some people have a .com? I'll have a .io. So otherwise, please send me an insight message. That should be easy to do. Or look for the link in my page. Okay, in my teacher's page. There's a link tree, and that's my website right there. In my website, there's our contact form. Yeah, the teacher's page has it. So anyway, if you feel connected to the work we're doing and you have an idea or you have experience in making it more available to people, I would love to know how to do that. And that was my invitation and my intention for this year, that we get to grow as a community. For a while, I was doing these meditations almost daily. And I don't know that I will be able to maintain that we go back to school and have two kids that have a lot of different activities and rehearsals and things. So the mornings sometimes get very, very busy. What I know I can commit to is definitely every Saturday, and then sprinkle some weekdays here and there. And we also celebrate all the solstices and equinoxes and all these special events and some portals. Like I know there's something happening on January 25th. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's some important alignment. So we will do it then. But otherwise, I'm creating this body of work where the meditations are recorded, so we could share that with as many people as you feel need to hear this. And yeah, that's the goal. Yeah, it's like sparkling or sprinkling the love. And sometimes somebody is in their own process and they're not ready to do an active, because we have to get very vulnerable to get to that state. I don't know if you can see it. This is kind of beyond the topic, but sometimes I cry when I'm channeling these meditations, and I'm wondering, what is that, right? And it's not, I get emotional just talking about it. It's not sadness. I feel that are tears of grace. It blows my mind when it happens. I don't know why it happens or how, and I can't really do it on command. But like I can see it in the video later. I'm like, oh my God, I'm crying on camera. But it's not that I want to hold back on that, because the vulnerability that allows me to tap into that and to move my my heart in that way, is the same one that allows our hearts to expand more and more and more. And it feels that the bigger the challenge, the more we have to maintain that frequency. So if we eventually want to support whatever's happening in the world that needs more love, we would have to have more capacity. So how do we have more capacity? Is by becoming more vulnerable. Yeah, it's cleansing, but it's grace. Just feel into that, see if that resonates with you. There's some moments where the purity of the moment is so high that grace itself shows up. It's hard to put words to it. I felt it with my children sometimes, that love, that pure love. And yeah, so how do we build capacity, right? Vulnerability has a lot to do with it. And I don't know why I was talking about this, but yeah, it feels like we want to do more of that, expand more, become more vulnerable, and allow more of that love to fill all the gaps. And in that, we get to be of service, of greater service. Oh yeah, my point was that people that are not ready to be so vulnerable, right? Sometimes you know from outside they need it, like a friend or a family member. Somebody's going through something, you know they could use this so much, but they can't really do it themselves yet because it requires being so vulnerable, but they can still receive it. It would be like if you play a piece of music and they feel the benefits of that music. So that's how I would invite somebody in that is not necessarily gonna go in and do all the work, but they can listen to it in the background, and that frequency is running. We are achieving that state altogether. We are feeling the room, right, with that frequency, and the person gets put in the center of the circle by just being there and receiving it. So that's what I'm thinking about. And at the same time, plant the seed of awareness. So maybe they go, oh, something happened here. I feel better now. What is this? And eventually they might be interested in accessing it by themselves. All right, loves. So that was my request for help if you guys feel like helping with this mission, and also to say thank you for being here. I know you could be anywhere else on Insight or out in the world, and you chose to stay here. So thank you, thank you, thank you for that. Thank you for your comments, sharing, donating, participating, meditating with me. And last but not least, I want to remind you that I love you. I love you. I love you. You are beautiful. Your needs are important. The world is not the same without you. So go and spread your love, spread your magic, and come back for more, and we'll do it together again. You're never alone. Okay, honeys. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Love you so much, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye bye.